Top of the mountain to all of you. I am Colby, and today I am taking my 3 boys backpacking up Horton Creek. We are going Friday to Sunday. So we'll have 2 nights up here. Lows are expected to be in the 30s, but the highs are in the 60s, so it should be great weather. No rain in the forecast. This is one of our favorite spots to come and backpack to because we only have to go in about 2 miles to some of the campsites we like, and we get to unload there, set up camp, and just have a good time out here. We are going to hike to Horton Springs tomorrow, and my 2 youngest boys have not been up to the spring yet, so we're gonna do that. But if you were to day hike from the trailhead all the way up to the spring, it's 4 miles up, 4 miles back. Several months ago, there was a big fire up here. I can't remember, maybe in November. It is now March 2025. And so I've had just an enormous amount of anxiety of what this place is going to look like and how bad the fire actually was. I haven't seen any sort of information on like, are the campsites burned up? How's the trail look? And so I'm hoping to give you guys a little intel on how the areas look. We're about halfway to our campsite, hiking along the creek here. And so far, it actually looks like it didn't destroy the area. I mean, you can see the backburn areas from the firefighters that were up here fighting this wildfire. It looks like they did a tremendous job fighting the fire. And so right along the trail, it's pretty burnt up because that's where they created their fire line and backburned sort of the forest floors. And the trunks of the trees look pretty burnt up a little bit, but that's something that over time I think is going to flake off and be okay. And then of course the forest ground is just pine needles that have been burnt, so it's not a big deal. So you could smell a little bit of the forest fire, but so far it doesn't look bad. Along the creek here, it looks pretty good. We're gonna go all the way up to the spring tomorrow, and so I'm gonna check all the campsites and see how they all look. But so far, we're looking pretty good. I think the firefighters probably handled this one amazingly. So we'll keep hiking, and I'll keep you guys up to date. We're gonna get into camp a little late today because I had to work today. So probably won't do much filming as we have to set up camp, get dinner going before nightfall. We all made it to camp in one piece. Luckily, it's only a 2-mile hike up to this camping area. There's several camping spots along here, but we were able to pick one that we love, that we've stayed at before. But it's a lot of work for me to get camp set up, especially when I take all 3 boys. There's, 4 mattresses, 4 sleeping bags, 4 chairs, unpacking all their backpacks, and even getting ready for a trip like this. With 3 boys and myself, it's just hard to get everybody ready to go. It's a lot of food to bring. Our packs are pretty heavy with extra snacks. When you got 3 growing boys, all they want to do is eat and snack. And so we got a lot of snacks. We brought ramen and freeze-dried meals. My 2 youngest boys, we're still trying to figure out if we can find a freeze-dried meal they like or not. We brought Farm to Summit rainbow pasta as well as Backpacker's Pantry lasagna for them to try. We'll see if they like it or not. I'll let you know after they try them. I don't know, but I've got every meal you can possibly think of in the freeze-dried category, and every time they try one, they kind of give it a eh, and we just resort to ramen or mac cups or something like that. I probably won't do any meal reviews tonight because it's later in the day. I had to pack everybody up, leave work, drive up here. It's about an hour and a half to get up to the trailhead from Phoenix area. And then hike up here, then set up camp all before it gets dark. And so I'm pretty wasted. It's been a sort of a rush to get everybody up here and get camp set up. But behind me, you can see I've got the Big Agnes Copper Spur 5-person. It's a great backpacking tent. If you've got 4 people, it fits 4 wide pads perfectly. And it's really the only backpacking tent that I've found that is 8 pounds, so 2 pounds a person. So it's light enough to bring backpacking, but it still can fit me and all my boys in it. It does have kind of a big footprint, so we got to find the right spot to pitch it. And in the tent, I've set up all 4 of our sleeping pads. We've got 2 Nemo Tensor insulated pads and then 2 Nemo Quasar pads. I may look into the new all-season Nemo tensors just to get some more lighter pads. And also we have been experimenting with a little bit of colder weather backpacking where it gets down to freezing temperatures. We usually have shied away from that in the past, but we've done it several times this winter. And when we say winter Arizona, we're talking like right around 32 degrees, 27 degrees. Like we're not looking to get much colder than that. And then for sleeping bags, after backpacking for many years with the boys, I eventually just bit the bullet and got everybody a good sleeping bag. And we use the Nemo Disco 15s. They're awesome bags. I've got each of my kids a men's regular version of the Nemo Disco 15, and they stay toasty warm all night. We were in the desert a few months ago and it got down to 27 degrees, and my two youngest kids in the morning said they were hot, you know. So those bags are nice. I would suggest if you have kids, just invest in the better sleeping bag. If you want to invest in that, if you go a lot, let them grow into it. They will stay warm even though the bag's a little bit bigger. My kids stay toasty warm. So I'm looking forward to having tomorrow just a full day, relaxing day. It's really hard to get a 3-day backpacking trip with how busy life is and sports and work and everything, but we were able to squeeze it in. If we just do an overnighter, which is mostly what we do, it's just a lot of work for me the whole time. Like I'm setting up camp, I'm blowing everybody's pads up, sleeping bags, unpacking, getting camp ready, cooking food. And then we wake up the next morning and it's like time to pack up everything. So I'm rolling for sleeping bags and stuffing for sleeping bags. I do my best to give them minimal amounts of work when we're out here. I know some people believe in like, it's good to challenge your kids and make them do chores around camp and different things. But my ultimate goal is for them just to have a good time out here. So they're begging me to go again. Like I don't want to push them to do things that are a little bit hard out here. They have enough of that in their normal everyday life. When we're out here, I take on that responsibility just to do a lot of the camp chores. But that's just my philosophy. And guess what? The kids, they like to go backpacking, even though it can be a little challenging sometimes. They keep asking me to go. But as they get older, they do help out with a little more than they used to. Like my oldest son will help me with a lot of camp chores now. So it's getting a little bit easier to take all 3 of them out. But it still is a lot of work when I take all my boys backpacking, if you could imagine. And sometimes I sneak out by myself and it's just a whole different experience, but I do enjoy being with my kids up here in the mountains and letting them just frolic around in the streams and hike around and look at stars at night and chill by the campfire. But the effort I put in is 100% worth it every single time. But I want to give you a quick tour around camp. So we've got an awesome fire pit. This fire pit is surrounded with stone chairs. And then we have the creek right down below where the kids can play, where we can grab water to filter really easily. There's a tree right down the way that's perfectly arched that I can hang a bear bag on. So that's really nice. So we're gonna settle in here at camp. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna sleep in a little bit, have some breakfast, and then we are hiking up to Horton Springs. It's where the water just gushes right out of the rock. It's where the whole creek comes from. There is no like runoff. This is all from the spring. It's a spring-fed creek. And I wanna see how much the fire affected up there by the spring, because up that way is where the fire started. And so we'll take you along. We'll show you some of the burn damage, if there is some, or how bad it is along the way. Hopefully it looks like it is down here, because man, it feels like it's pretty much untouched. A lot of the burn scars that we see are from the firefighters doing a controlled back burn. So really they protected a lot of the campsites and things. They did an amazing job. So as we slow this evening down, dinner and a campfire and a movie. We've got Willy Wonka we're gonna watch later on in the tent. We always love a good fix of Willy Wonka at night. So we'll see you guys in the morning as we go up to that spring. All right, we're heading up to Horton Springs, where the water just comes right out of the rocks. And it's about 2 miles from our camp, so it'll be a 4-mile round trip. Pretty easy hike, nothing too strenuous. So 2 of my younger boys haven't seen the spring yet. We usually just come up and not do the spring. My eldest son's been there before, so it'll be fun to show him where all this water comes from. And we're gonna check the trail out along the way to see how bad the fire was up here. Hopefully the firefighters did as good of a job up there as they did down here. It's been awesome down here. All right, do another check-in. We're about 3 miles in from the trailhead. And man, I'm actually really happy that the place didn't burn down. Yeah, all the trees look great. There's no burned completely trees or anything. It's just kind of at the base of the trees and things that look like, you know, from the prescribed burn. If you make it this far on the trail, you'll see this bridge that goes right over Horton Creek. If you've never been here before, if you keep heading up this way, there's a little trail about 30 yards back is the actual spring, and it flows right out of the rock. I'll show you that in just a moment. But I wanted to give a final update on the fire up here. I can't tell you how happy I am to see what a wonderful job the fire crews did up here. So we've walked into a lot of the camp spots along the creek. They all look fantastic. So if you're wondering, should we go up and backpack up in there? Absolutely, everything looks fantastic. All the spots look great. If there is a little bit of burn, it's just from what the firefighters did. They burnt like dead logs and whatever kind of was around on the ground. But all the pine trees, everything looks great. Everything's green. Maybe around the base of some of them are a little bit black just from the back burn, but fantastic. The river is in great condition. You couldn't even tell there was a fire up here. But I've had a ton of anxiety over the last few months about if this place just totally burned down, and I'm here to report that it looks great. So if you're a backpacker and you come up here or want to come up here, tons of places to backpack to and camp. The furthest you go up is about 4 miles, but you know, the backpacking spots start right around a mile in. But all along the way, there's great spots on both sides of the creek. The water tastes fantastic. It comes right from the spring, of course. We've made it to Horton Spring. It's a beautiful spring. You can see it running down there. It runs all year round. I'm gonna take you over there and give you a closer look so you can see exactly where it comes out. A lot of people will just bring an empty water bottle and just fill it up right from the spring and not even filter it. I've done it before, nothing happened. Let's get you a view right inside that spring. So you go back in here and you just fill it up right down in here. Awesome, awesome spring. Oh yeah. A little bit of snow still up here. It is mid-March. We got a little snow finally here in Arizona, so that's exciting. We found a nice patch of snow on the way up and the kids started having a snowball fight and we're having a ton of fun. We weren't expecting snow. It's day 3 and it's been an incredible backpacking trip up here on Horton Creek. Yesterday we went up to Horton Springs and checked out the spring, drank a little fresh water out of there. And after that hike to Horton Springs, we came back down and had just the whole afternoon to hang out at camp. The kids played in the creek. We each had a turn in the hammock and got to take little naps and rest in the hammock. I didn't have a chance to do a good review on any of the meals really this round just because trying to have a good time out here. I want to still shoot a video, but we tried the rainbow pasta from Farm to Summit, which was okay. My kids didn't love it. I thought it was okay. We tried the coconut curry from Peak Refuel. That one's always good. We've had that multiple times. And then I had the homestyle chicken and rice with creamy sauce from Peak, which was pretty good. I don't know if I'd do it again. It was good, but not my favorite. And then last night we had a buffet again. We had all kinds of good stuff. We had the lasagna from Backpacker's Pantry, which I tried. It was really good. It had some basil in there that you could taste. My kids thought it was just okay, of course. They're just picky. I think they're just like candy bars out here the whole time. Maybe that's just what I'll pack. I had the Farm to Summit green chili mac and cheese, which was really good. It was creamy. It was spicy. You could taste those chilies, but I would definitely do that one again. It was good, but if you don't like spicy, this one did have a little green chili spice to it. Owen had the sweet pork and rice, which we've had that one dozens of times. I mean, that's always a staple for him because he's dairy-free, which narrows down the options quite a bit on the freeze-dried meals, but he loves that one as well, and so do I. But that's also good to throw into a tortilla and make a burrito out of. And to top it off, at the end, we had the peach cobbler from Peak Refuel, which that was our first time trying it, and it was amazing. Me and my two other boys just had our forks in there, scooping it out as fast as we could, and it was a race to see who can get the most bites. It was extremely good. My youngest said, just bring me one of these next time. I'm like, well, these are expensive. So everybody can't just have their own. It's a little treat at the end of the day, but it was definitely worth the cost to bring that peach cobbler. Everybody loved it. Definitely bring that again. But there's a lot of other cobblers I want to try, but that one was really good. Oh, I also had the scramble from Peak. It's got potatoes, peppers, eggs. It's a really good scramble. There's a lot in there. 2 people could share it. But enjoyed that one next to the creek yesterday morning. And then also one of my sons had the biscuits and gravy from Mountain House, which is good. I'll put the links down below in the description to all these backpacking meals to our website at backpackinggrub.com. Where as a business, we're working on having the widest variety of backpacking meals in one place. And we've added awesome filters so that you can find exactly what you're looking for your dietary needs. We are going to wrap up here. Appreciate you guys joining us as we backpack up here in the beautiful area of Horton Creek and up to the Horton Springs. So we're almost done packing up camp. I hate the last day. We got to pack up and walk out, but it's a short walk back to the car, only about 2 miles. And if you have questions about this area, you could let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help you out. If you're in Arizona or coming out this way and want to try a new spot, this is a very easy backpacking spot for a first time or for families, or even if you're backpacking all the time, if you just want an easier hike. Now you can hike all the way up the 4 miles to get to the top by the springs. There's a lot of camp spots up there too, but we usually like to just come up to 2 miles, and then from here, if we decide we want to hike up more, we will without our packs. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoy gear reviews and food reviews, make sure you subscribe and come along with us. And don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're like us and get out there quite often, we hope to see you on the trail.